Hi, YouTube family. Auntie is here. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. Ooh, we got some stuff to go over. But can I give a big shout out? Carolyn, Miss Carolyn, thank you so much. I am celebrating my 40th anniversary in radio this year. The actual date it was in the winter, but I always celebrate nothing when it's cold and ice and all of that stuff. But I'm doing a big celebration this September. I got Stephanie Mills, I got Freddie Jackson, I got Tony. But this is the year that I celebrate the milestone of 40 years. There's so much to talk about. I don't know where to start. So we're going to start by remembering some greats. We're going to remember basketball great Bill Russell. Passed away yesterday, the age of 88. Okay, he was this great basketball player, 11-time NBA championship, first black NBA coach. But it was the life that Mr. Russell led. One of the funniest scenes when he was honored back in 2011 with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and President Obama had to stand on his tippy toes. Bill Russell had to scoop down to get the medal on. He led a life that paved the way and the example for every player that came after him. Now think about it. In his heyday, he didn't make the money some of these players make now. Some of these players now make just astronomical amounts of money. And some of them are so spoiled and ungrateful, it's not even funny. Not all, but a lot. They're complaining, they don't want to play, it's always a problem. Bill Russell, in his role, made sure that other players that came after him could have their rights, with the unions and things like that, to look after them once the career ends, because everybody in the NBA is not going to make all that money. There are some, but then there are some. You need a life when your playing days are over. Bill Russell wasn't afraid to speak out against injustice. He did not care if it was an unpopular thing to do. In watching basketball, my dad was a huge Celtics fan, and I could never understand it. I was like, Dad, why you like that? He loved the Celtics. He loved the rivalry between Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain. My father was funny. We from Philly, and he ain't like no Philly James. I think the passing of a Bill Russell, it just made me think of my dad and how Bill Russell was just everything to him. But what I admired about Bill Russell was the way that he led his life. And I got to tell you, when you think in the end, did you make a difference? Did you make someone think? How many people did you touch? How many people did you bless? Bill Russell led an incredible life. Another person who led an incredible life was actress Nichelle Nichols. She was 89. Many people, of course, came to know her Star Trek fame, Lieutenant Uhura. Boy, did she break grounds in television. Because back then, you didn't see black women in those kind of roles. She was right up there with the USS Enterprise. There she kissed William Shatner, first interracial kiss on TV. To see this black woman on TV and to think that she wanted to stop doing it. And Dr. Martin Luther King said, you better not. You keep setting that example. And when Star Trek ended, the first Star Trek was only on for 3 seasons. I was like, what? See, a lot of us watching the doggone reruns. She paved the way for the other actresses to come after her. When she stopped doing Star Trek, she continued to do work for NASA as they continued to blaze the trails for women of color. She did a lot. She was gorgeous. And she was gorgeous to the end because she was still doing those Comic-Cons. Now, there was controversy near her death about who was in charge, but it looks like her son was in charge here at the end. We also lost voice actress Pat Carroll. She was 95. She's best known, because she's done a ton of work, as being the voice of Ursula in The Little Mermaid. Our prayers and condolences to all. I was talking about basketball, and if you're a basketball fan like me, I got 2 specials. Showtime is running one on point guards. When you think of the great point guards of the day, it seems like they all either drank the New York water or came out of New York. Stephon Marbury, Mark Jackson, Nate Tiny Archibald, Lenny Wilkins, Kenny Smith. We see him as an analyst, but he was an amazing point guard. We think of Sue Bird when we think of women. Point Gods is airing now on Showtime. So if you like stuff like that, check it out. And on August 15th, there's a docuseries coming on about the Lakers. Antoine Fuqua, who brought us Training Day. It's 10 parts, y'all. They're going to keep you busy for a while. It's a 10-part series on Hulu. And when you think of the story of the Lakers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, leading all the way up to LeBron James and many other great players that were in between there. But they just talk about the legacy and that dynasty of the Lakers. Now, this ain't the it's Showtime, I believe. It's or HBO. They did the one that people are pissed about. But this one just shows a real like historical fact about the Lakers. All right, I know y'all want me to get to mystical. The rapper Mystical had the song Danger. We would play the radio version Shake It Fast, but it was Shake It Fast, but shake that ass. He's in jail again for rape. And unfortunately for Mystical, this ain't the first time. He served 6 years in jail for an incident in 2003. He was accused, but the charges were dropped in 2017. Sorry about that. All down in Louisiana. He is registered as a sex offender, and this time he was accused of rape, first degree, domestic violence, domestic abuse, strangulation, false imprisonment, property damage. He gonna be going for a while. They ain't gonna let him off this time, but there's a pattern. And anytime, I'm sorry, when you see a pattern, there is a problem. That football player, Deshaun Watson, 6 months, he had to settle with over 20 women for sexual misconduct. He gets a 6-month slap on the wrist. Meanwhile, you got players that have been busted with weed and things, they suspended for a year. When you see a pattern, the pattern leads to a problem and problematic behavior. Mystical, he got a problem. And he ain't getting out for a minute. Singer Ne-Yo, I just hosted a show he did here in Philly. His wife, Crystal, is putting him on blast. Even though they got remarried 2 months ago? For the second time? 2 months ago. $1 million ceremony. She went on social media. She is heartbroken and disgusted. He's been cheating for 8 years, she said, and he loves to cheat with women who sell their bodies for money. Ne-Yo has spoken. He liked one of the posts she put up, but I guess he said, damn, she's saying all this. He wants his privacy for the sake of his children and family, and that this is something that should be dealt with behind closed doors. Crystal, why you marry him again? If you've been cheating 8 years and you knew he had a problem, then you knew there was a pattern. See, marriage and weddings are two different things. Marriage is for real. Marriage is business. A wedding is a nice party with a bunch of flowers and the DJ and the band. I think she got caught up in wanting another wedding because you knew he was doing this. Now you mad? Now you fed up? Y'all got kids? It's a mess. Ne-Yo, don't get married no more. You know, some people you just have to don't get married no more. Just stop. If you wanna go to a wedding, go to a wedding. Sing at the wedding. Don't get married no more. Some people are not made for marriage. But Ne-Yo, it's pretty messy. Beyonce has had to change the lyrics of one of her songs. The song Heated that she does with Drake. Apparently, it's politically incorrect to use terms like spazzing. Lizzo got in trouble for it a few weeks ago with her song Girls. Spazzing means to freak out, go crazy. It's more politically incorrect overseas, but apparently over here people are don't say that. Can't say spazzing out. She's changing the lyrics, but she's not apologizing. Lizzo apologized and everything. Beyonce said, I'm changing the lyrics. She wasn't apologizing. Apparently, they say that this behavior, when you use spazzing in that term, it makes fun of people with disabilities. Did y'all know that? I really had to school myself. I said, let me find out what this is about and what it means and why people are upset. But did you guys know that? I didn't know that. So we may be learning this together. In the meantime, what did you think of Beyonce's album? I had somebody say to me, well, Patty, she ain't singing. I know that she's not. It's 3 albums coming out over the course of the next year. 3 albums coming out. This is the first one. I do have a real funny story to tell you about Nope. Jordan Peele's movie taking in $80 million. I had a girlfriend scream at me. We were at an appearance. She's a friend and she works for the station. I'm talking about you, Marie. Why did you have me go see that movie? I didn't like it. Well, Jordan Peele's movies are different. Didn't you know that going in? It was science fiction. It wasn't gory Chucky. It wasn't Friday. And y'all know I can't stand it when nobody talks bad about Keke Palmer because I love her. She's like my niece. But it was just funny. And then she went in on the Beyonce album. And I was just like, everybody's not going to like everything. That's my new motto. TD Jakes is seeing a drop in attendance. Could it have been when he gave that sermon about black women? It wasn't a whole sermon because he also talked about the black man and the role, but women who are independent and successful. He came down on them hard, saying, stop trying to be a man. Sometimes you got to step up, Bishop. I don't think the sermon had anything to do, since the pandemic, people like watching church from home. They do. If they can watch it from home, they ain't got to go outside. They ain't got to fix their hair, find a place to park. They will watch church online. Let's just hope that they continue to give. Quinta Brunson has been named the new face of Olay Skincare. She is promoting the new nighttime moisturizer, retinol 24 peptide. It works. I know, because I use it myself. When people say, what do you do for your skin? You don't have to wear makeup. But I always say, take care of your skin. I ain't never going to look my age. Nope. I'm going to fight it. I'm going to fight it to the end. Quinta's the new spokesperson. Her first time teaming up with a beauty brand, and she says she's excited. She talked about why she liked to use it. Even men, don't be walking around here with dry skin. Dry skin will age you in a minute. I know the people, I don't want to wear no makeup. Look, moisturize, and find a moisturizer that'll fit your face. Someone said, my face feels oily. Dry skin is not what's happening. But this Olay, this night moisturizer, y'all, I started laughing. I said, it really works. It really, really works. So congratulations, Quinta, up for a ton of Emmys. Of course, Abbott Elementary. Of course, she hails from Philadelphia. Number 1 at the box office, Super Pets. Kevin Hart's voice, The Rock's voice behind every superhero. There's a super pet. It made over $41 million at the box office. And how do we know who the next Black Panther is going to be? Pay attention to the toys. There's going to be a ton of, and they're already showing them these toy figures from Black Panther. It's Shuri, y'all. It's Black Panther's sister, actress Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri. She's the new Black Panther. I saw the doll. There's going to be a big blitz right before the holiday. I saw the doll. There's a doll. And it's Shuri. And she Black Panther. It's not cute not knowing, and now we know. Did we do the hug? I was... See, I get excited, and then I be forgetting what I'm supposed to be doing. It's not cute not knowing. Leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up. I do read the comments. I pay attention to what you say. I do. Long as you do it in a nice way. Subscribe to the channel. Tell people. She be making faces. She can tell you what's going to happen. She gives us advice. Just subscribe. You never want to miss anything. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. Thanks for joining me.